Welcome to this lesson on the 10 formulas you must memorize for SAT Math. These are the formulas that will save you time and boost your score on test day. Let's get started and make them stick. The SAT provides a reference sheet with some geometry formulas, but many keep algebra, coordinate geometry, and other formulas are not included. That means you need to know them by heart. Having these formulas memorized will help you work faster, avoid simple mistakes, and feel more confident as you move through the math section. The slope-intercept form of a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. The letter m represents the slope, which tells you how steep the line is. The letter b represents the y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. You'll use this form constantly for solving linear equations, graphing lines, and interpreting word problems. To find the slope between 2 points, use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This gives you the rate of change, or how much y changes for each change in x. A simple way to remember it is rise over run, or change in y over change in x. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. This formula gives a solution to any quadratic equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The part under the square root, b squared minus 4ac, is called the discriminant, and it tells you whether there are two real solutions, one real solution, or no real solutions. The Pythagorean theorem states that in a right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the lengths of the two legs and c is the length of the hypotenuse, the side opposite the right angle. You'll use this theorem to find missing side lengths in right triangles, and it also appears in the distance and diagonal problems. The distance formula is d equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. It finds the distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane. If you look closely, you'll see it's just the Pythagorean theorem applied to the right triangle formed by the horizontal and vertical distances between the points. The midpoint formula gives you the point exactly halfway between 2 points on a line segment. You simply average the x coordinates and average the y coordinates, so the midpoint m is x plus x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. This is especially useful in coordinate geometry questions. The area of a circle is pi times r squared, where r is the radius. The radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. You see this formula in geometry problems as well as in real-world context, like finding the area of a circular garden or a pizza. The circumference of a circle is a distance around it, and the formula is 2 pi r, where r is a radius. If the problem gives you the diameter instead, remember that the diameter is twice the radius. So you can use the formula circumference equals pi times d. Either way, you'll need this for problems involving circles. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, where r is a radius of a circular base and h is the height of the cylinder. A good way to remember this is to think of it as the area of a circular base, which is pi r squared, multiplied by the 8. This formula shows up in geometry and real-world volume problems. Percent change is calculated by taking the new value minus the old value, dividing that difference by the old value, and then multiplying by 100. If the result is positive, it's an increase. If the result is negative, it's a decrease. This formula is commonly used in data analysis and word problems involving growth or decline. Here's a bonus memory trick. Group related formulas together. The Pythagorean theorem, distance formula, and midpoint formula all come from coordinate geometry and right triangles. Area and circumference of a circle both use the radius, so they're easy to link. Slope-intercept form and the slope formula both describe lines, so keep them together in your mind. Grouping related ideas make them easier to recall. On test day, use the tutorial section at the beginning to write down all the formulas from memory. Then, as you work through each question, first identify which formula fits before you start calculating. Finally, always double-check your units and signs to avoid careless errors. This simple routine can make a big difference in your score. Memorize these 10 formulas, practice applying them with real SAT questions, and you'll walk into the test with confidence. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more SAT math strategies and tips. Thanks for watching and good luck on your SAT.